Hello and welcome to the Figma Weavy Basic series. My name is Ken and I run Delegate Studio. So up to now, you have learned how to generate images, control AI output, manipulate visuals, and turn images into motion. So at this point, you are no longer experimenting, you're actually producing. So instead of rebuilding the same steps every time, we're going to automate them. So in this video, we'll turn everything you already know into a reusable workflow that runs consistently. So this could be for client work or just to make your own creative process faster and more focused. So automation isn't about removing creativity, it's actually about protecting it. So once a structure is into place, you can iterate, scale, and explore without starting from scratch. So let's build it out. There is a workflow link again in the description if you want to work alongside me. And let's go to the canvas. So we basically on the canvas, we have laid out the workflow that we've already created in the previous lessons. And it's about the recreation of the style, the mood, and the lighting of the reference images that you're going to be putting in. What we want to do is we want to clean up this workspace and basically make a simpler overview, which is going to be helping us in creating the output for an app overview to simplify and minimize the workflow that we're setting up to automate it. So let's start by removing the bottom two Nano Banana image models and just use a single one that we are going to be using as our output. So we can start by removing the different list items because there is a different node that can help us out right now, and that's the text iterator. So what this node does, it's going to be extracting every single list item still from the array nodes, but it is going to be releasing those prompts chronically into our image generator or video generation nodes that we are going to be setting up here. And this basically means that this single node is going to be running 3 times because we have 3 different prompts in the text iterator nodes. And this is going to help us in a second. What we want to do is we want to make sure that we clean up the app overview. And what I mean by that is that let's say we grab the output nodes. And at the top of the screen, you can already see that we are seeing the option to go into the app. So let's first grab our output and put it into the output node. Once we are going to the app overview, then we can see all the different types of inputs that we can be giving to the app overview to basically automate our process so we don't have to go into the canvas and make changes every time. For now, let's just go back to the canvas and make sure we clean some stuff up. So in the app overview at the moment, you can see that there's 2 prompts here. These prompts are going to be the same every single time. It's a template that we've made, and we don't want our clients or ourselves to play around with it because we're already satisfied with the results. So we're going into Canvas, click on the 3 dots, and then make sure to lock it. This basically means that we're not able to change the content of this specific node anymore. We can always unlock it and make changes and then go back, but for now, let's just lock them. So now that everything is locked, we have cleaned up our workflow, and what we can do is we can go into the app overview, and it's asking us to, let's just rename this to reference image 1, and let's rename this to reference image 2, so that whenever our clients are entering this, it's also clear for them what the expectation is for the system for them to give the inputs to it. So let's just find 2 new reference images. I'm quickly going to do that for this demonstration. And what we are going to be doing is we are going to be running the workflow that we've set up just by clicking run. And this is going to be taking a second, but it's important to see what the output is going to be. So what we have done is we gave 2 new reference images, but the whole workflow stays the same. And since we have just cleaned up our workflow and added the text iterator node, we can see here that there's going to be 3 different outputs generated for us. So if you want to increase the volume, just rewrite the prompts that are going into the LLM to ask for more different prompts. And then you can also increase the output here. What you could also do is leave those 3 Nano Banana image generation nodes, and then just connect the text iterator to all 3, and then you will get 9 outputs. And I'm not going to be cutting this. We're just going to be waiting for it. So I can quickly go back to the canvas, and you can see here as well that it changed the prompt that any LLM has. So it is good to know that whenever you're making a workflow, everything is going to be going from left to right. So it's almost like a timeline. So the same thing would happen if we selected all of the different nodes that we had, and then we click on Run Selected on the bottom right. Everything will go from canonical order in the way you have set it up in your workflow. So that same thing is happening in the app overview. It is also good to know that image generation and video generation can take some time to process and give us the result that we are looking for. It is also good to note that the reference images that we have here in the workflow, we don't have to change them because the app overview is just going to be asking for you to upload new and different reference images every time you want to do this workflow. So we're basically automating, in this instance, a workflow that can give us inspiration or reference images that we can use as a base to create different workflows. And yeah, I will cut back to when the images are generated. Cool. And we are back. So we got the three different outputs that we were asking for. So we put down a reference image and another reference image. And basically what we got out of it is three different images with a different setting. But it is going to be taking inspiration from the reference images that we had. So let's just say we rerun it and ask us to basically give us more images that we would like to generate. We don't have to go back every time to the canvas. We've now started to automate our workflow. And I will be back again once this is finished. Yes, and as you can see, here are three more different images that we created based on the two reference images. So now I hope that you understand why I tried to preload the images in the previous tutorials. But yeah, this is basically how you automate your workflow. And yeah, that's it for this lesson. So thank you very much.